Usually when I travel, I record a lot of footage of the food that I've ate, and this is also true of my most recent trip to New York. I thought, why not list out my least to most favorite food that I had? Starting with the things that I didn't quite like was the chocolate twist and the cinnamon from a bakery called Le Fournier. I think that's how you pronounce it, I hope, but the pastries were just soft and soggy. I did go in the afternoon, so I don't know if that had any effect on it, but I was comparing the chocolate twist to the one from Paris Baguette and a cinnamon from Kona Coffee Purveyors, which both are very flaky and crunchy when you eat into them. That's kind of the expectations that I had going into this bakery, and so when it didn't meet up with that expectation, obviously I was a bit disappointed. The next thing that I wouldn't get again is the deconstructed latte from Coffee Project New York, specifically the one in East Village is the one where I had it. While I think it does look cool, the presentation of the experience, experiencing the espresso and the milk separated was okay. I'm normally not an espresso drinker, so I forget how bitter and strong it can be. The milk was really creamy, so that was really nice, but once it's combined into a latte, you lose some of that creaminess, it kind of gets mixed in. The latte was fine. If you go there, I would just get a normal latte because it did take a little bit longer for them to produce this deconstructed latte. So moving on to the foods that I generally did enjoy. Oxmoor, New York City is a pretty good steakhouse. I just didn't think it was that exceptional. While in New York, I did have Chinese food cravings, and so I stopped by this place called Wafeng Number 1. I got the large char siu pork plate. I would go there again, however, I probably would go for a small plate, and I do want to try their roasted duck. For one of my lunches, I went to a Korean restaurant called Her Name is Han. I had the soy marinated raw shrimp, which was a nice and light appetizer, and you'd think it'd be a lot more salty because it looks like it's been marinated in soy sauce for quite a long time. I did get like the spicy pork lunch combo. I do think the spicy pork itself was just a little bit too salty for my taste, but overall it was still a great meal. If you do like soups more than I do, I would say check out the mini bude hot pot. It's my friend's favorite dish, and I did enjoy the flavors of it more than my spicy pork barbecue. Cajun, as the name implies, is a fusion between Korean and Cajun food. My favorites here were the barbecue pork ribs, the seafood jjajangmyeon, and the okra kimchi. Personally, I love Thai curry the most compared to Indian or Japanese curries just because it's typically on the sweeter side. This makes Sood my second favorite place on this trip. We had the kung kare, I think is how you pronounce it, which is like a staple and recommended by my friend, and we also did end up getting one of their newer menu items, the Panang duck lychee curry. And for my most favorite food experience on this trip would have to be Apollo bagels. So we had the smoked salmon on an everything bagel, the whitefish salad on an everything bagel, and the butter and jam on a sesame bagel. The flavors of the bagels are great. You have the savory smoked salmon or like the lighter whitefish salad. You have the sweetness of the jam combined with the creaminess of butter on a toasted bagel. The bagels itself were, I think, well seasoned, but they were also, they had a crunchy exterior with a chewy interior. You have the combination of the flavors of the toppings and the bagel combined with a crunchy exterior of the bagel and the chewy interior of the bagel. I think that just really stood out to me, and I think it made for an experience that I just either haven't had before or just didn't remember. There you have it. Those are all the places that I went to go eat on my most recent trip in New York. If you have any recommendations that I should go to next time I'm in New York, leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh wow, you could really see everything in the background with this lens. Ugh. Maybe that'll compel me to finally clean that mess up.